Okay, let's go. We're just, like I said, we're just going to get started. Our focus in April is going to be on balance. So with balance, the coolest thing about yoga is everything you do in yoga affects everything else. So I could say we're doing a balance class, but in truth, it's a well-rounded class that gets everything. But if you make your intention to think about balance and then carry that off the mat and use what you know about your yoga practice to work on your balance, that's where the mindfulness piece comes in, okay? So let's just take 3 breaths to transition from wherever you were to the here and now so we can start our practice. So breathe in through the nose, out through an open mouth. And just keep up with that as you bring yourself to present moment, looking around your space and naming in your mind 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can feel, and 3 things that you can hear. And we're going to practice from that place of stability, and balance requires that stability, correct? So practicing with that, being in that place of stability is your first lesson in creating better balance, being in present moment, right? All right. Another couple breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Settle in, grounded. Being grounded and rooted is another component of balance, feeling the sitting bones connected to the earth, allowing the pelvis and to be really feeling connected to the earth as the spine reaches out of the pelvis. And then extend your legs out long. Another thing with balance is just kind of being able to get come from being pushed around a little bit. So not doing the same thing the same way every time. So it's throwing me off a little bit, not centering, as you can maybe notice. But that's good. That's good practice to give ourselves a different way of doing things. And we get knocked off of our normal routine and track. We have to really center in, focus, concentrate, and come to that place of the middle ground, of that place of stability. So rock your legs back and forth from the top of your pelvis, get the feet nice and floppy. And we're going to do a really nice foot massage. So extend pick a leg, pick one, extend that leg out, and the other ankle is going to cross over your calf. And we're going to start with just a massage. All right, so start to massage the base and the bottom of the foot. And your feet, needless to say, are your foundational components when standing. So we want to really invite them to have greater sensation and connection to the earth. If you can, thread your fingers through your toes and spread them out a little bit, right? Some space between those toes. And gentle circles with your ankle. Now your ankle needs to have mobility to help with your balance. When you're on uneven surfaces, you need that ankle to wobble side to side and kind of correct any micro imbalances that you have. Now spread your fingers wide in your toes. Try to create that space. Now energize your foot. Energize your foot so the toes are spread, and then release the fingers and try to keep some air space between the toes. And then give each little piggy a twist and a turn. All right, and this foot massage is a miracle worker. If you have neuromas in your feet, which are bunches of nerves all connected, feels like your socks are bunched up under your feet, just stop and do a foot massage. I was taking a walk in the park the other day and I could barely walk, feeling like I had a marble under my foot. I stopped, took my shoe off, did about a 10-minute foot massage, and I finished the walk, no problem. Try to spread the top of the foot so you're kind of pulling the bones off to the side as you press your thumbs into the center of the bottom of your foot. All right. And then take your one hand on the ball of the mound of the big toe and the little toe and rock back and forth. Good. All right, let's give it a slap. Drum roll. Just really waking up the sensations of the bottom of the foot, and then get your knuckles going up and down the base of the foot. And then the last thing we will do is put your hand on top of your foot and draw So you're pointing your toes, but keep your foot in line with your shin bone. Don't let it sickle one way or the other. Get a really good stretch across the top of your ankle. This is for child's pose. We're going to do some child's pose today. So we're going to stretch that ankle out and then give it a little bit of flexion, which we do all the time, but this will help get a little accentuated flexion to stretch the Achilles tendon and the calf. And then if you feel like you're able, pick that leg up and rock the baby. Notice what's going on in the side hip right here. All right, I'm getting these foundational components ready for our practice today. Take a little twinkle toes, notice what you got. If there's any difference between one side or the other, and then we'll go to the other side. Let's start giving it a good massage. I wanted to tell you a second about Vishnu too. Vishnu is one of the Hindu gods. What I know about the Hindu gods, you could pretty much put in a thimble, but he is one of the three. Shiva is the destroyer, Brahma is the creator, and then Vishnu is the protector and preserver. So think about that today, protection and preservation, which is a really good mudra to use and thing to do today. And as we move through the rest of this pandemic, that protection and preservation, right? All right, stick your fingers between your toes if you can, and make some gentle circles with your ankle. Go the other direction. Spread your fingers between your toes. Notice what happens with the other foot. It tends to do that too. See if you can get some space between all 10 toes. Keep that energized foot and release the fingers with space between the toes, and then give each toe a little tug and a turn. And then massage the top of the foot, spreading the bones in the top of the foot, where those neuromas can sometimes congregate between the toes. The bottom of the foot, where the plantar fascia can sometimes get really tight, create bone spurs and all that good stuff. Clap. Drum roll. And a knuckle sandwich. Take the top. Spread those toes down towards you. Stretch across the top of the ankle and then flex. And we'll pick that leg up, give it a little rock. All right, phase one of foundation, right? Okay, now sit where it's comfy for you. That could be diamond pose or sitting in Sukhasana. Easy seated pose, but wherever you are, make sure you're sitting up on enough cushions that your spine is long, all right? If you're rounded, go grab another blanket or a cushion so that you can be tall, okay? Want to get movement in that pelvis. So let's start with just rolling the shoulders up, down, and back. So take a breath in and exhale, back down and around. Breathe in and out. And two more, breathe in and out. Warm up the shoulders, fingertips on the shoulders, and take those elbows as you draw big circles, as big as feels comfortable in your body. And then connecting with your easy breath. All right, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Not really trying to regulate or change anything, just staying connected with that breath, that movement and breath. All right, reach your right hand out, palm facing up. Plug the head of the arm bone into your shoulder. Fingertips come onto the shoulder. The other hand is going to go under the triceps and start to lift that elbow up so that it's only as far as is comfortable. Maybe that left arm begins to frame your face as you walk your right fingertips down your back for a nice stretch across the triceps, the muscle under the arm. And then see if you can't tip over to the left side just a little bit to really accentuate that stretch. Good. And back to center. Lower that elbow down gently. Roll that side out, and we'll go to the other side. So bring your left finger, hand palm faces up. Plug the head of the arm bone into the shoulder. Fingertips to the shoulder. Slowly lift the elbow up as you walk your left fingertips down your back, maybe framing your face. Don't have to, but if it's comfortable, frame your face. Smile, cheese. A nice stretch, and then tip over to the other side, that right side just a bit. That's the Doug Keller way. He's one of my favorite therapeutic yoga teachers. It's his way of stretching out your triceps muscle. And the key is plugging the head of the arm bone into that shoulder. And then release that slowly. Roll that shoulder. Good. Now we'll get a little bit of opening in the chest and back body. So I'm going to do, it's called hitchhiker. So pretend like you're hitchhiking, thumbs are out to the side. Roll the shoulders back, elbows are locked into the side body. So bring some awareness to your back body and the shoulder blades. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, press your thumbs back behind you. So pretend you're trying to touch your thumbs together behind your back. And get the shoulder blades. Notice the shoulder blades starting to really move in the back body. And then crisscross the hands over top of each other. Doesn't matter which one's on top. And then take it again. So you're going to feel a little rotator cuff work here. If that's too much on the shoulders, you can open your arms out to the side a bit, or just turn your thumbs up toward the ceiling instead of back behind you. That'll take some of the pressure off the shoulder. And let's try that one more time. Crisscross the arms in front of you, and then take those thumbs back behind you. They're either pointing up toward the sky if your shoulders are a little tweaky today, or pressing back behind you as if they're trying to touch each other as the shoulder blades lean in for that gentle kiss with each other. And then release that. Couple more shoulder rolls. So let's see if we've done our job here, and the shoulders will allow us to reach our arms up overhead. So take it to wherever you do not feel any discomfort. Now, this is the arc of pain, right? But once you get past that, typically you don't have too much discomfort with the arms up overhead. Good. All right, reach long, a little bit taller. So find that length in the spine now as we work our spine. Lower your left hand down and crescent over toward that left side. We're really rooting down through the right now. So if your right sit bone popped up, reach it back down. Hold breath here. If you're more comfortable at goal post, palm facing the ear, out to a Y, right? No pain is all gain. And then turn the torso toward the earth, stretch across those back right ribs. And back to center, lengthen back up, get tall again, draw the belly in, and gently twist towards the left as you bring your hand down to that left knee. Spider finger walk your right hand back behind you, just a little bit. Keep the shoulders square, roll the shoulders back and lift up through the heart. Just a little bit. Good. Now here comes another big stretch here. So take that left hand and bring it to goal post. So the elbows in line with the shoulder. Turn your palm towards your ear. And then we're going to take that right shoulder and tip it over towards the right knee. Now this hand that's up in goal post can stay right where it is, or that left hand can reach up overhead, or maybe even the upper arm can come in line with the ear. Palm is facing toward the floor. Keep the sitting bones rooted. One more breath here. Good. And then lift and lengthen straight. Take this raised left hand and bring it on the opposite shoulder. And then tuck the right hand under. Give yourself a little hug here. Chin to the chest, round your back. Get a nice stretch across the back body. Lengthen your spine back up, open the arms out to the side. Big breath in as the arms reach overhead. Find length in the spine, and now lower your right hand down. Root down through the left side and crescent on over. Nice stretch from hip to rib. We did that tricep stretch, maybe a little more opening in the underarm area. Turn the torso toward the earth to stretch across the back left ribs. Turn back to center, reach that arm back up toward the sky, long spine. Draw the belly in to protect as we twist, and then gently twist towards the right as you lower your left hand down to your right knee. And walk the other hand slightly back behind. Shoulders are square and soft, belly's drawn in, core is strong. Now bring a goalpost to that right hand, turn the palm facing your ear, and then gently take that left shoulder toward the left knee. Your goalpost arm can stay right where it is or reach up overhead, or even come up in line so the upper arm's in line with the ear. Monitor, no pain. Good. Lift back up, lengthen, come back towards center as that right hand gives a little pat to the left shoulder. Left arm tucks under, give yourself a hug, chin to the chest, round your back, stretch across the shoulder blades and soften your shoulders down. Good. Open the arms out to the side. One more lovely breath in, gather all that is good, palms together and hands down to your heart. Nice. All right, let's take our feet out with knees bent up on the heels of the feet. Hands come back behind you and just start to rock the knees gently side to side. Keeping the feet flexed is going to help protect your knees. So if you have some tweaky knees today, only go as far as feels okay. We're trying to find a stretch on the outer thigh here. Let the hip lift up if that supports the knee more. And then next time you find your knees over on that right side, just pause there for a moment. Press the hands into the earth, lift up the heart into Lucy Lomax's sexy beach pose. Get into beach season, yeah? Now we're gonna take that left hand, and if you choose, you can leave it right where it is, but if you choose, sweep it up over diagonally to the right, so upper arms in line with the ear, and then if it feels right in your shoulder, make some big circles with that arm. Breathing in. Some of you may even want to press your right hand into the floor and lift your hips up off the earth, coming up onto your shins, but that's of course not a have to at all. One more big circle, and then lower those hips down if you lifted them, and we'll go to the other side. Keep the feet flexed so you're rotating on the heels of your feet. Rock the knees side to side a bit, and then next time they land on the left, hold them there. Press the hands into the earth, lift the heart, stay here if you want, or take that right hand and sweep it in big circles. Lift the hips or don't. Connect with your breath. What's all this have to do with balance, right? Everything. One more full circle, and then lower the hands down. We're releasing the fascia. We're stretching all the diagonal up and back and side lines of the fascia so that you can feel balanced inside your body, right? Okay, I'm gonna do some boat pose now, so we can modify this. Hands under the thighs or a strap if that's more supportive for you. On the heels of the feet, so toes are pointing toward the nose. Press your hands into your thighs, use that to lengthen your spine. Draw that core in so you're strong in the belly, and then hinge back. And this may be your boat today. You can stay right here. Other options are to lift one foot in the opposite arm and switch. See how that feels in your body. And then another option is to lift both feet if you choose. And then you can hold on tight or release your arms, celebrate. Arms can go up, feet can go up if you can. Mine never seem to want to go up there. They just kind of stay right here. So you do what works for you. I did it this morning and now it's stuck again. All right, one more breath. And lower back down. Woo-wee, shake it all out. And we are going to come onto our hands and knees. Your option is to use a chair with your hands on the seat of the chair and stand with yourself facing the seat of your chair. Okay. Everybody doing okay? Now we're going to get some core work in here. So we've released all the fascia. My hand. So let's meet on tabletop and start with your little hip circles. Start with some nice hip circles. So just move the hips side to side. Let's check out how the knees are feeling when you send your hips back. How does that flexion in your knee feel? Because we're going to do a little bit of cat-cow and child's pose in dynamic flow. So if the knees are not having it today, you're not going to Set your hips back on your heels, right? All right, curl the toes under, a little flexion in the feet, and walk the hands slightly ahead of the shoulders. Press your hands into the earth and use that to draw the belly in. And keep doing that as you lift those back ribs up, lower the crown of the head to the floor, and lengthen your tailbone toward the floor. This is your cat. Feel that stretch across the whole back body. Just pause here for a moment. Usually we rush through this. We don't really enjoy it. All right, when you're ready to take a breath in, inhale and sink the belly. Lift the head, lift your heart, broaden out through your collarbones. Wag your tail a little bit. This is your cow. And now with the breath, draw the belly in, exhale, round. Inhale, sink and lift. All right, we're going to throw another option in here for you, not a have to, remember. Next time you go into cat, if you want, sink your hips towards your heels. And then as you inhale, thread your head through your hands and lift up into cow pose. Exhale, round the back, sink the hips towards the heels. Inhale, thread the head through the hands and lift the head, lift the heart. So this is a dance of cat, cow, and child's pose. Dynamic, flowy movement. Let's do one more. Exhale, rounding, sinking the hips. If you choose, inhale, threading that head through the hands, lift up into cow, and then come back to nice neutral. Okay. Now, shift your weight a little bit over to the left side and just reach that right arm straight. See how that feels with your core. You really got to engage the core. Maybe it can lift up a little bit higher to a twist. And then we're going to just thread the needle without lowering down too far. We're going to do dynamic thread the needle 3 times. So just pass your upward facing palm, pass your other arm, twist a little bit to the left, and then sweep it back up again. So inhale and exhale, sweep that hand past the other. Good, and one more, inhale and exhale. This time we're going to lower that right shoulder in the direction of the floor. It may or may not touch, that's okay. The head is not to touch the floor. The hair just sweeps along the floor. We don't want to put any weight on the head. So pause here for a moment and to thread the needle. Good. And then lift back up and send your right foot back behind you. You can stay right here or lift that foot up so it's no higher than the hip. And then you can stay here or spider finger walk your left fingers forward, bring that upper arm in line with the ear. One more option if you want, bringing knee to elbow, curling into cat. And then as you inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Pause for one more breath. It's a hard one. Lower the hand back down. And now we're going to take that right leg and sweep it over to the side for gate pose. Walk your hands towards your legs and come up to on that one left knee. Right leg's out to the right side. Reach your arms up overhead. The foot goes wherever the knee feels most comfortable. Okay, reach the arms up overhead, big breath in. Root down through this left side and then lower the right hand down, crescent over towards the right. That extended leg. Good. Both hands up overhead. And then start to slowly, if the spine allows, you can support your weight with your hands on your thighs or reach the arms forward. Send the hips back and bring the hands to the floor. Big stretch in this inner thigh. One more breath here. Good. And then find a way to bring that leg back. Take your feet nice and wide. And then come to your child's pose of your choosing. Maybe the hips are high. Hands may be stacked with your forehead resting on your fists, or if the hips go in the direction of the heels, just find something that's soothing to you. Good. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to go to the other side. All right. So pop back up to your tabletop. Wag your tail. Okay, let's start with some thread the needle. So find that left hand, left arm's going to reach out to the side or up. If the shoulder's not having it, just take it straight out to the side. And then thread that hand through behind your other. Don't go all the way. Just going to do 2 more of those as you inhale. Sweep the arm out to the side or up. Exhale, pass that upward facing palm behind the other wrist. Good. Last one. Inhale and then exhale. Sweep that arm all the way through. Bring the shoulder in the direction of the floor. Don't rest your head on the floor. Maybe make some circles with your ankles. Give your feet a little rest. One more breath here. Good. Press back up to tabletop. Nice. Extend your left foot back behind you. Draw the energy up that leg. Lift it up. No have tos. It can stay down. And then if you choose, walk your right arm forward. Fingertips can stay connected to the earth or upper arm in line with the ear. Wherever you are, you have options of bringing elbow to knee, curling into cat as elbow comes to knee, stretching long, reaching with the heel, reaching with the finger. Last one. Good. Hold it. Keep that core strong. This is balance and core work. Lower the hand and then sweep that left leg out to the left side. Walk your hands towards your knees, press up into a kneel. Reach the arms up overhead, get long and tall. And then lower left hand down to left leg, crescent over left. Good. And reach both arms up overhead, hands on the thighs for support, or reach the arms forward, sending the sitting bones back, hands slowly lowering down to the earth, getting a nice stretch on the inner left thigh. Try to keep the hips square. One more breath. Beautiful. All right. Bring that foot back and find any way you can to come to standing that's easy for you. All right. Meet in loose coat sleeves while I move the video back. Okay. Everybody good? Push back a little bit more. Can see you better. Everybody okay? Give those knees a rub if you need to. Hands and knees is a little tricky, but it's good that we have modifications of using the chair if that's something that feels better for you. All right, shake it all out and have your blocks in front of you. So I'm going to pretend this is my front. All right. So let's find our foundation. So for balance, I always preach 3 things: foundation, core strength, and drishti. All right, that's all the 3 things that really will help with your balance, and practice too. So get your feet connected and rooted. Find the 4 corners of your foot, the mound of the big toe, little toe, and the outside edges of your heel. Lift and spread your toes, reach your toes forward, keep them spread like we did when we started our practice. Try to keep the energy between the toes, lower back down. Why do we do that? Just to create more surface area, right, with our feet, and to energize our feet. And then balance evenly on the front, back, and side to side. Soften the knees as you push the feet into the earth and use that to help lengthen your spine. Roll the shoulders up towards your ears, palms face forward. All right, we got our foundation set. Now core. Draw the belly in, and then that'll get the middle of the belly. To get the lower belly, I want you to think about your hip points, drawing your hip points together. So if you I do this, if you have a crank and you're trying to push your bones together, that'll help to think about lifting that lower belly up a little bit, and then soften your ribs back and down, and you get this whole core strength there. Drishti, look in front of you as something that's not moving. All right. All right, now here comes the test. Can you bring your feet a little bit closer together and still maintain that nice integrity of your core and your foundational feel? All right, and what happens if you close your eyes? So Ed sent me something earlier last week called the Romberg test, that if you do this and you can maintain stability, that's a really good sign. And if you sway and have to correct yourself, then you have a few issues. So how are you doing with this? Draw the belly in, keep the core strong. See how stable you are, Romberg test. And then slowly just reach the arms forward. Breathe in, lower the arms down. And then one more time, reach the arms forward, keep the eyes closed. Good. How stable are you? And then lower the arms back down. How did that go? Everybody good? That's really important. It's one of the signs of longevity. That's a good thing if you have that good balance. You close your eyes to take out the visual piece of it, and it brings more of the vestibular balance in. Okay. All right. Let's do some nice forward folding core strength. This all is core strength. Okay, so we're going to do some pranam and a little bit of stretching of the back of the hamstrings too. So come close to your blocks. Get your foundation set. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, hinge from your hip crease. Hands can come on the thighs, the shins, or the blocks. Allow the crown of the head to release. Shift your weight to the fronts of your feet, the balls of your feet just a little bit, not all the way. And then start to press the tops of your thigh bones back as you stretch out through the back of the hamstrings. So awareness to the top of the thigh bones. Start to press them back behind you, and you'll notice the knees will start to straighten a little bit, and you'll get that nice stretch from the top of the leg bone all the way on the length of the hamstring behind the knee. All right, come halfway lift. So hands come on the thighs, lift the heart, lengthen your spine back up. Full breath in here. Exhale, hinge from your hip again. Try to keep your spine long and only go down as far as the spine can stay long. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hinge forward. Good. Now to get up, bend the knees a lot. Hands on the thighs, push yourself up if you need that support, or hands on the hips with the elbows back. Root down through your feet and come to standing. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, forward fold. With the breath now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Last time. Inhale, halfway lift. And then with your hands on the thighs or hands on the hips, root down through your feet, come to standing. Big breath in as you reach the arms up overhead. Now, with the arms overhead and the feet pressed into the earth, can you gaze between your hands and maintain your balance? Are you keeping your core strong? What happens if you close your eyes? Palms together and hands down to your heart. Good. Let's do a nice stretch with the hamstring now. So what we're going to do, you may want to stack your blocks so they're a little bit higher. All right. So we're going to come to a half forward fold. You want the spine to be long. So stack them up so that you can get a half forward fold. All right. Okay. So however you are, hinge forward, come to that nice half forward fold, and place your right hand on the block, left hand on the hip. Take a little bend to your your right knee, little bend to your right knee, and press the thigh bone of that left leg back so you get as much straightening as you can in that back hamstring. Lengthen your spine and gently twist toward the left. So now the palm of my hand is resting on my sacrum with my fingers pointing toward the heels. Left leg is straightish, right knee is bent, spine is long, twisted to the left. Now we're going to switch that. Bend both knees slightly. Now put the left hand on the block. right hand on the hip. Take a gentle bend to the left knee. Right leg straightens as much as possible. Push your hand into the block to lengthen your spine and gently twist toward the right. Feel that length in the right hamstring. Good, one more breath. Come back to center. Hands on the thighs now, and use that to help press up to standing. Shake your legs out. Nice. Okay. All right, let's move the blocks off to the side. Continuing to work the core strength, all right? We're gonna come to our mountain pose at the back of your mat. Take your left toes and turn them 45 degrees out to the side. Soften your knees and step your right foot forward into warrior one, wide base of support, okay? Bend to that front knee, knee stacking over the ankle, hands on the hips. Balance your weight evenly on both feet. Squeeze the back left glute. Send the front shin forward. So we're scissoring the legs away from each other. Legs are active and strong. Keep them strong. Now sweep the arms up overhead, big breath in. And then as you exhale, watch first what I do. I'm going to hinge forward. This may not feel good on your back, so you need to monitor, you need to check first. Sweep the arms back, hinge forward. And then lift back up. Bring the torso forward, arms lift up. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time, inhale, arms lift, feel the core working here. And then hinge forward, that leverage of the arms. If that's too much, keep the arms on the hip and use that core strength to lift and lower. Good. Next time the arms are up overhead, straighten the front knee. Hands come down to the hips. Lengthen the spine, and then slide your hand down each leg as you hinge forward in just a modified pyramid pose, all right? So the feet are a nice wide base of support. We're hinging forward with a straight leg, straight spine. Our weight of our torso is resting on the thighs, shoulders back, heart lifted. Feel the stretch in the front hamstring especially. Good, now use your core strength to lift back up and see if you can't bring that back foot forward. That in and itself is a balance challenge. All right, let's go to the other side. Shake it out. Now I take the right toes 45 degrees, left leg steps forward, wide base of support. All right, let's activate the legs. Squeeze the back glute, bend that front knee, scissors the legs away from each other. Can you imagine isometrically, like imagining you're trying to take your legs, like stretch the space between your mat. Hands on the hips, belly draws in. As you inhale, reach arms up overhead. As you exhale, hinge forward, the leverage of the arms. If that's too much, hands stay on the hips. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hinge forward. Sweep the arms back if that's right for you today. Two more, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sweep them forward. Feel that working in that hamstring too. One more inhale. Good. And then exhale, hands come to the hips, front leg straightens, not locks. Keep a little micro bend in there. Lengthen, slide the hands down the thighs, hinge forward with a straight spine, straightish leg. Feel the stretch in the back of the hamstring. No need to go real deep in this, just enough to get a stretch. One more breath here, and then see if you can't use the core strength to lift yourself back up and bring that back foot forward. Shake the legs out. Oh, okay. Now we're going to get to some balance. I want to do some balance before I wear you out with weights. Okay, so please grab two blocks. I'm going to show you what you're going to get into, and you decide if you're going to use one block or two blocks. Okay. I asked you to have a balance prop available because the room wasn't built in a day. So whether you're using a chair or a wall, I'd like for balancing, for safety, since I'm not there to, catch you. you're not going to fall. All right, place the block a decent distance away from the wall so you have space. Hand on the wall. All right, what we're going to do, I'll show you what 2 blocks, is a sobriety test on a different surface. So you know that different surfaces create different balance challenges and make your ankle wobble in order to help stabilize you. So we're going to step up. If you know your balance isn't good today, just stay on the floor, okay? But if you want to challenge this balance, you're going to place your foot that's closest to the wall on the block with the heel supported by the block, the toes hanging over if your feet are bigger, and come up on the block. And then if you need the block, you're going to keep it there and just set your other foot in front of it. All right, so your heel toe. If you want to try it without the block, the other foot can be suspended in air. All right, squeeze toward the midline. So squeeze the legs toward each other. Now set your core, set your drishti, and then feather tap on the wall and see how you're doing with this balance here. All right. See if you can squeeze the legs toward the midline. Good. You're either on the floor or on a block. All right. We're strengthening the leg. Good. The standing leg. One more breath. Good. And then go ahead and step off of that for a moment. Shake your legs out. And we'll try to do the other side. So either 1 block or 2, you choose. Turn around, step up with the leg closest to the wall. And the heel is supported by the block. The toes can hang over. Use the block or don't. And then bring 1 foot, the dangling leg, bring that in front of the leg on the block. Squeeze toward the midline. Notice if it's easier on one side versus the other. Get your drishti set. Drishti is looking at something in front of you that's not moving, a focal point. Draw that core in, feather tap the wall. See if you can find a moment of balance there. Good. Nice. Beautiful. You guys look really stable, and then go ahead and step off. Shake it out. So that's something you can practice, okay? You can practice using 1 block, practice on different surfaces, practice on the grass. We're going to be walking in grass soon. You need to really focus, teach those ankles where they are in space so you know how to fix any instabilities. All right, we're going to do another balance challenge. So this is strengthening the standing leg, and you're also bringing awareness to, like, oh my, this left leg got so much more tired than the right leg in that. So maybe I need to work on strengthening that that opposite leg. So we're going to do star, and we'll have the wall where you can tap or actually lift the leg up. So we're going to go from star to, if you choose, airplane, back to star. Okay, so your options are star, keep the foot tapped, step the foot back behind you, come back. If you're still bearing more weight on the standing leg, or you can try star and just lift, lift, lift. Okay, so choose what works for you. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you need to build up little by little and let go of stories about what you think you should be able to do, and just, be present with where you are today. All right, so come to your mountain pose. You've got 1 wall on your balance, 1 side on your balance prop. Shift your weight to that side of the balance and send your opposite foot to the center of the room, either on the toe, or can you lift it up? Can we do a little bit of abductor, and bring the leg together and away, or you can tap and bring it back together. So we're just trying to strengthen that little gluteus medius muscle that never gets any love or attention. All right, so next time that leg is out, hold it out or keep it tapped, and then you decide if you want to sweep it back behind you into a modified airplane here. It doesn't have to be real big. And the arms can come back behind you, or if you really want to challenge that core, you can bring the arms in front of you or out like wings. 1 more breath and release that. Did you feel the standing leg really working? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's come to the other side. So turn around the other way. That's your balance prop. Shift your weight towards your balance prop and start tapping or abducting that leg with the foot flexed. Keep it active. And then don't let it just fall back toward the other leg. Use your muscle to pull it back in toward the other leg and give it a little squeeze. So you're working your send her outs and bring her backs in, your adductors and abductor muscles. Next time that leg is abducted out to the side, hold it there or keep it connected to the earth, that's fine. And then if you choose, sweep it back behind you. Do what you want with your arms and your wings for your airplane. This is also warrior 3. Notice what's happening with the standing leg. Can you sweep it back to star? Let go of the stories and then set it down. Whew, that's a lot. So you all know that my mom broke her leg above her knee replacement. So she's been immobilized and she's learning to stand on what used to be her weaker leg. And it's getting stronger. And she is standing up from a wheelchair to standing on that one leg like she could never do with 2 legs. So I'm here to tell you, if you practice and you work these muscles, you will get stronger, okay? Unless you have some vestibular issue that's keeping you from, then you need therapy to do balance. But you will get stronger, so it does work. So let's get stronger now with some weights. If you don't have weights, we're still doing agility as we're doing the weights. So I'll show you. So pick up your weights, pick up your cans, pick up nothing. It's okay. You're still going to get some balance challenges with or without weights. Okay, so we're going to start with wrists. So turn your palms facing down and you're just going to lift and lower, lift and lower. So those of you who choose not to use weights, go through the motion with your wrists, lift and lower, range of motion. Now we're going to lift heels at the same time. Lift heels, come up on those toes. Those of us who have arthritis in our toes and that doesn't feel good, shift back a little bit and lift your toes. Shift your weight towards your heels. That's still a balance challenge. Make sure you're close to a wall though. I don't want you to keep going. All right, so you choose. Maybe some of you want to go heel toe, heel toe. That's a little brain fitness activity, trying to get your wrists going and your heel toe lifts. There's a million ways to do one thing, right? Never just one way. Let's do 3 more. Now we focus on the wrists because they're one of the things that tend to weaken with osteoporosis. Roll the shoulders out. All right, this next one is bicep curls. So what we're going to do with our bicep curls is, if you remember, if you can have your weights facing away from you, palms facing back, and then that's called pronate. Supinate, so your palms are facing up, fingertips to the shoulder, and then rotate them back. All right, so palms facing away from you, then palms face forward, fingertips to shoulders. But what we're going to do here is march. And I want you to see how slowly you can march. So if you're not doing weights, you can still march. Now, what do you need for steady marching? Core strength, hip flexor strength, right? So draw that belly in, using that hip flexor. Every single time you take a step when you're walking, you're on one leg, right? You're balancing. So this is, see, can you go a little bit slower? How slow can you go? If you need to go faster, go faster. 2 more. Now this is brain fitness too, getting our upper and lower body, right and left sides to do 2 different things. Okay, goalpost. This one we're going to step forward. So bringing the arms to goalpost, palms are facing forward, and then we're going to shift and palms face us, elbows in front of your face. Okay, so you're creating some visual blockage too, right? So don't, don't, make sure your mat is clear. And then we're going to see if you can't step forward and back, step forward and back. You don't have to take a big step. Good, stepping forward and back as you even are turning the weights in your hands, keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, keeping the core strong. 2 more. And last one. Good. Lower the arms down, roll the shoulders out. Making sure your mat is perfectly clear now. We're going to step side to side while we do tree hugger. All right, so your knuckles are together, elbows are below your shoulders, and then just press your elbows toward each other and then come around like you're hugging a big tree. Elbows pressed toward each other, come around hugging a big tree. Now, if you choose, you're going to take a step out to the left, little bend to the knee, and then step to the right. Open those elbows out. Good. See how this is all shifting your weight with holding weights. So it creates even a bigger challenge with your balance. All right. And the stepping kind of takes away the awareness that your shoulders are getting tired. One more each way. This is for your back body, your deltoids, and your rhomboids. Good. Lower the arms down, roll the shoulders up. Whew. Okay, I said a little bit of weight, so we're just going to do a little bit today. So I want to get back to make sure we have time for our breath work. So come down onto the mat, but make sure you're up on enough cushions that you can extend your legs out long, but your spine is still long. Okay, so we're going to sit in Dandasana or staff pose. All right, so everybody's going to practice their balance this week, right? So sitting in staff pose is challenging for the spine, especially if you have lower back pain. So if you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. All right, but wherever you are, we're not rounding, we're not hunched, we're not crunching in those GI tract, right? We're keeping it long, legs long, press out through the heels of the feet. Hands can come back behind you and use that to help lift your spine taller. Really press out through the heels of the feet. Plug the head of the leg bone into your pelvis and then press your leg bone down toward the floor. Press the thigh bone down, press the backs of the knees down, press the calves down. Just pause here. This is an isometric strengthening pose, lengthening pose. One more breath here. Good. Now, can you press your hands into the floor, keeping the spine long, hinge forward. So you're getting a better stretch, bigger stretch, not better, bigger stretch in your hamstrings. Keep drawing the toes towards your nose and then release. Lean back, full breath in. One more time, make sure the spine is long, hinge from your hip, hinge forward, just enough to feel sensation in the backs of the legs. And what you feel is is all you need. It doesn't matter what anyone else feels or does. Lift back up, take your hands underneath that right leg, bend the knee, hold on to the outside of the shin, use that to get you long. Press out through the heel of the foot. Can you lift and spread your toes? Get space between your toes. Stay here or cross your leg over if you choose. We're going to do an open twist. So reach the left arm up, gently twist to the left, and lower your hand back down. Find your breath. Good. And then reach that arm back up again, twist back towards center, lower the hand down, uncross the feet, bring the soles of the feet together. You can keep holding on back behind you if that feels more supportive for you, or hands can come on the knees or shins. Whatever you're doing, what's the old adage? Pelvis, the spine comes straight out of the pelvis. Lift the heart. Hinge forward a little bit. Little hip opener here in Baddha Konasana. Allow the knees to release down toward the earth. No forcing, no pushing. Let the body tell you what the yoga can do for it rather than the other way around. Lift back up. And extend your, did we already do that? Yeah, extend your right leg and bend your left knee. All right, get tall, press out through the heel of the foot, stay here or cross. Good. And then lengthen as you reach that right arm up, gently twist to the right and lower the hand back down to the earth. So you might be right here. That's a really good place to be. One more breath. This is great for sciatica. Good. Come back to center and get in whatever seat is comfortable for you. Okay, so that could be diamond. We're going to do our breath work now. Okay, so it didn't feel a little weird doing things kind of a little bit different. We have time, lots of good time. Okay, so find Vishnu Mudra. So the two fingers lower down if they can. The other two fingers go up as well as they can of your right hand. And I'm not going to mirror here because it'll mess up my alternate nostril breathing. Your right thumb goes, if you're going to touch your face, right below the bony structure on the right side of your nose and presses into the right side of the cartilage of your nose. And then the left ring finger goes on the left side of your nose. All right, and then toggle back and forth just to practice that. If you feel better keeping your your index finger and your middle finger on your forehead to create stability, that's an option too. Or if you want to use two hands, there's no rule that's gonna, the Nadi Shodhana police aren't gonna come by and tell you you can't do that. Okay, so do what feels most comfortable. The other thing is you have to have clear nostrils. If you have allergies right now or a cold, this isn't going to work for you. So don't do it. Just do your regular breathing, maybe if you can, in through the nose and out through pursed lips, and just lengthen your exhalation. All right, it is starting to be allergy season. At any given time during the day, you're going to be dominant right or left, right, with your breathing. The left side is your lunar side, your more feminine side, your calming side. The right side is your more active side, your solar side, your more masculine, they say masculine side, whatever. And that's the more active side. So what we're trying to do is just create a balance between the two of those. This is what Hillary Clinton used and created a lot of awareness of this breath work after she lost the election, and it was what helped her to calm her nervous system down. So it helps with insomnia. It actually helps lower the blood pressure and the heart rate. So if you already have super low blood pressure, this isn't your breath work to do either, okay, because it might lower it even more. All right, so let's get started. Get your position, assume the position that works for you. And don't plug anything yet, but just find your breath in through the nose and out through the nose if you're able. And then take a nice big breath in, belly breath in. Breathe out through the nose. And then plug the right side. And breathe out through the left. Plug the left, open the right, inhale through the right. Plug the right, exhale out the left. Inhale through the left. Plug and pause, exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Plug both and pause, open the left, exhale out the left. Inhale through the left. Plug and pause, open the right, exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Plug the right, pause, open the left and exhale. Inhale through the left. Plug the left and pause, open the right and exhale. Inhale through the right. Plug the right, pause for a moment at the top of that breath, open the left and exhale. Inhale through the left. Close the left, pause, open the right, exhale. In through the right. Plug, open the left, exhale. And come back to your, release your hands, come back to your breath, normal, natural breath. Notice how you feel. And if you have trouble sleeping at night, you can learn how to do this visually and just imagine the breath coming up through the whole left side of the body, pausing at the mind's eye and going down the right side of the body, all the way down to the foot, massaging the inner landscape of your body, coming back in through that same side, pausing in the third eye, and then exhaling down. It's a really lovely way to keep your mind focused and help you to then take those lovely breaths, balance out your thoughts, and be the protector, right, of and preserver of yourself with this breath. Oh, I feel like I could sleep now. Go ahead and come on your backs, please. All right, and we'll just do a couple more easy things to keep our nice parasympathetic nervous system active. That's the one that's rest, relax, and digest that Nadi Shodhana really engages. So maybe a nice full body stretch, reaching the arms out to the side if that's better for you. And if your lower back can take it, extending the legs long, arms up overhead if you like. And take a big breath in through the nose and out through an open mouth with an audible sigh. One more breath in through the nose, out through an open mouth. And then let's lower the arms down, bend the knees. And then bring one or both knees in toward the chest. You could use a strap if that feels better for you. I like the hands on the underside of the thighs so you're not crunching the knees. And then just gently massage the sacrum, the lower back, and the lower back. Rock back and forth. Just take your awareness to that back side of your body. Did a lot of forward folding today, a lot of stretching of the hamstrings today. So we need to give our lower back a little love. Now slide your hands onto your tops of your knees now. Let your feet be free. Let's release the lower back. So push your legs away from you and hold on to your legs with your arms. If you need to use a strap, then use a strap. But we're trying to let the legs be floppy. The leg weight is supported by the upper body. And with this, we can try to then take our awareness to our lower back and invite the lower back just to soften and release. This is a passive lumbar release. Let the vertebrae just kind of sink into the earth. And then start to take the knees away from each other as you start to row very slowly, very gently, rowing the knees in towards you and out, and then pushing the legs back away, opening them out to the side and back in, rowing. And then the other direction. So a little bit of greasing up those hip joints. Nice. Good. And then extend your right leg and just draw the left leg into the chest. Take it over in the direction of the left shoulder. Flex your left foot. And then if it's right for you today, keeping the knee in the direction and close to the left shoulder, just lift the lower leg so that the foot is kind of pointing up towards the ceiling. Knee is still bent. Thigh bone is still resting into the belly. Take your right leg, extend it long if you can, if it feels all right in your back. Not if you can, but if you choose to. And flex that foot. Everything's active. And reach that right arm up overhead. Get a nice stretch in that right side of your body, a nice opening in that left hip. This is a reclining lunge pose. One more breath here. And then let's lower the arm, lower the foot, bend both knees, rock back and forth a little bit, and we'll go to the other side. So right leg comes in toward the chest. Take it over in the direction of the right shoulder, holding on to the underside of the right thigh. Flex the foot and just lift the lower part of the leg up towards the sky, flexing that foot as if you're standing on the ceiling. If your back is not too tweaky today, go ahead and extend the left leg long, flex the foot, and reach the left arm up overhead or to whatever is comfortable for you. And that stretch in the left side of the body, that open hip, open hamstring. This is a kind of a culmination of everything we've done. One more breath. All right, lower the arm, lower the foot, bend the knee, and the feet onto the floor. Take your arms out to goal post or to a T, and your feet as wide as the mat. And then drop the knees over toward that right side. Left shoulder reaches for the earth, but if it doesn't feel good on your back, then allow the shoulder to come off. If you even need to bring your hand onto your belly, that's fine. Everything's fine with yoga. You have, as long as it feels good in your body. What I say and what your body feel might be two very different things. So your yoga practice is using your awareness to find what works for you for now. Every day we're different machines, right? All right, lift that top leg up, followed by the bottom leg. Realign the spine, rock the knees a bit, and then we'll take them to the other side. Very gentle. Feet are nice and wide. And then we'll twist in the spine. That right hip lifts up, right shoulder reaches for the earth, may or may not get there. Look over your shoulder if you want, over your right shoulder. Again, not a have to. Good. And lift that top knee, followed by the bottom knee. Rock the knees side to side. And now you can just give yourself a little hug if you want, or you can go into happy baby. Happy baby is knees into the chest. Both knees go to their own shoulder, just like we did. Feet lift up toward the sky with the knees pointing in the direction of the shoulder. Arms come on a couple ways you can do it. You can hold on to the back side of your thighs, or you can bring the arms to the insides of your legs, holding on to your shins, or maybe reaching for the pinky toe side of your feet. Trying to lengthen the tailbone down toward the floor. And rock back and forth. You've seen babies do this. They call it dead bug too, but I've never seen a dead bug look like this. Or just give yourself a little hug or a full body stretch. Use your awareness to know what your body wants right now. Spend the next 3, 4, 5 breaths following your own lovely energetic prana. I love seeing what y'all do. Gives me some ideas for how to end practice. There we go. Nice. And when you feel ready for Shavasana, pick a Shavasana of your choosing, a position. Ah, nice. We have a short Shavasana. So if you know now you want a longer one, go ahead and turn me off or ignore us when we come out of it. That's the beauty of being at home. You get to luxuriate in your Shavasana. If you want to practice a little bit of visual alternate nostril breathing while you're here, you can do that too. But I will take you out in about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You choose to stay in Shavasana, please do, as long as you like. But if you feel ready, begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. Gently rock your head side to side. Take a moment to feel your body on this wonderful foundation, this earth. Feel the steadiness that your yoga practice can offer you. And think of your one takeaway from your practice today that you can step off the mat. Whatever that is, whatever you want to practice in the next couple of days. When you feel ready, bring your knees up towards your chest, rock side to side, or just bend your knees and keep feet on the floor, rock side to side. Finally end up on your favorite side. And then press your hands into the earth. Use that to help you sit up to a comfortable seat for yourself. And if your hands are available, take a big breath in, gather all that's good around you, palms together and hands down to your heart. And know that all the light and love in my heart honors that same light and love in each of yours. Bow your head to honor your own practice and blink your eyes open and greet your Sangha with Namaste.